Hello everyone, welcome to Diksha Karnataka. I am Sarang, I am your maths teacher. In this video, we are going to discuss limits and derivatives previous year questions. So if you are able to solve all these questions, then you are in a good position. And if you are not able to solve whatever you are not able to solve, that you cover up and try to solve similar pattern of problems so that you will be able to solve in 2024. So we'll start with first question. The value of limit x tends to 0, 5 raised to x minus 5 raised to minus x by 2x is. So, limit, you all might be aware of what are the various methods of evaluation of limits. First method is direct substitution method. So, it is very obvious the moment we see limit question, we will go for direct substitution. So, let me write 5 raised to 0, 1 by 5 raised to 0 by 2 of 0. So what I am doing, I am just substituting 0 in this. So this is 1 minus 1 by 0. 1 minus 1 is 0, 0 by 0. So whenever we get 0 by 0, we have to use LH rule, L hospital rule. So this is the synopsis for this problem, LH rule, LH rule. So what is LH rule? LH rule says differentiate numerator and differentiate denominator separately. So let me keep limit x tends to 0 as it is, 5 raised to x log 5 minus 5 raised to minus x log 5, and then we have to differentiate this also. So minus 1 divided by 2. Now if I go for substitution now, 5 raised to 0 log 5 minus plus 5 raised to 0 log 5 divided by 2. So what I am going to get, 5, this is 1, log 5 plus log 5 is 2 log 5 divided by 2. So divided by 2 log 5 divided by 2, if I cancel, so A is the answer. Moving on to next question. Limit x tends to 1 tan of x square minus 1. So as I said in previous problem, first method of evaluation of limits is direct substitution. Go for direct substitution. The moment I substitute 1 here in this, what I am going to get, tan of 1 minus 1 divided by 1 minus 1. See here, wherever x is there, direct substitution method. I am going for first method is direct substitution. Methods of evaluation of limits. In let me give some idea about methods of evaluation of limits. First method is direct substitution method. Second method is LH rule. Using LH rule also we evaluate removal of indeterminate form, and there are various ways, like fourth one. If I go for fourth one, methods of evaluation of limits, fourth one, removal of indeterminate, using standard limits. Methods of evaluation of limits, direct substitution method, LH rule, removal of indeterminate form using standard limits. There are various. So first priority we give for direct substitution if we are getting indeterminate form. Here we are getting tan of 0 by 0. Tan 0 by 0, 0 by 0. So whenever it is 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity, whenever it is 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity, we go for LH rule. What is LH rule? Tan of x square. Now we have to differentiate numerator. If we differentiate numerator, we will get secant of x square minus 1, and then we have to differentiate this part also. It is 2x. Differentiation of tan x is d by dx of tan x is secant square x. Let me write that here. Synopsis: d by dx of tan x is secant square x. So I have written here secant square x. Next one, secant of x square minus 1 divided by differentiation of this is 1. So secant square, in place of this I will write secant square 1 minus 1 into 2 1 by 1. Next, one more thing you should be knowing in synopsis. secant, what is this? Secant 0. So can you tell me the value of secant 0? Cos 0 is 1. So secant 0 is also 1. That's why I am writing 1. Next, if I go for secant square, 1 minus 1. Secant square 0 into 2 by 1. Secant square is, so 2 is the answer. There is the answer 2. Next, moving on to next question. Limit x tends to infinity. Limit x tends to infinity, sine of 2 by x is equal to. So in standard limits, there are various standard limits that you have to know the proof and add these standard values, standard formulas into your mind. So we'll start with one standard limit. You might be aware or you might not be aware. If you are not aware, you be aware of this. So limit x tends to 0, sine x by x is equal to 1. So standard limit, this is standard limit. So the standard limit also we got using L'Hospital rule only. Proof right now I am not going to discuss, but this you have to fix in your mind to solve this problem. Now we'll try to relate this problem and this. Now if this is fixed in my mind, the moment I see this question, that formula should come to mind. So here I will observe limit x is tending to infinity, but here limit x is tending to 0. So what I'll write limit, I will change this x to 1 by x, that will tend to, if x is tending to infinity, if x is, this implies, what this implies, 1 by x tends to 0, so limit 1 by x tends to 0, x, so sine of 2 by x, this x I will write in denominator, so I have to write 1 by x. See here what all I have done, sine 2x as it is, x, this x, rather than writing here, I am writing in denominator. Now what happens if I am writing in denominator? Now see here, sine of some angle, this first thing has been transformed to standard form. Now sine of some angle, here 2x is there, so I will write here 1 2 and one more 2 here also. That means multiplying numerator and denominator by 2 steps. I am not writing, you listen carefully. 2 in the numerator and denominator I have multiplied. Now if I observe sine of some angle and this 2 I will place it outside, not a problem. But here if you observe limit x is tending to 0, sine x by x, here sine of some angle is there. What is that angle? We are not interested in that. 2 by x is there, same angle is here, but here 1 by x. Now one thing you tell me, 1 by x is tending to 0 means 2 by x will also tend to 0 only, na? So limit 2 by x tending to 0, 2, that is constant, we can't do anything, we have to keep it outside, sine of 2 by x by 2 by x, so 2 let me keep here only. Now if you try to relate this with, this has been converted to the, so there I am going to write 1. Now this limit has been converted to standard, so answer is 2, A is the answer. Moving on to next question. Again we have to go for direct substitution method only. Limit n tends to infinity. If I place infinity here, where I am placing infinity, so this will be infinity, 2 power infinity something, 5 power infinity by 5, 2 power infinity plus, so it is some infinity power infinity, something like this it is there. If it was 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity, we will go for LH rule. See here, when can we use LH rule? 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity. But here some other form is there, 2 raised to infinity, 5 raised to infinity. Here we cannot go for LH rule, or we cannot say that whether we can go for LH rule. We have to explore various methods. So sometimes we go for algebraic manipulation also and remove the term which causes indeterminate form. So I made one statement, but to understand the proper mechanism and all, you have to solve so many problems based on this. So what I'll do for this, for now we have to do some algebraic manipulation. How these thoughts of algebraic manipulation comes, in my previous videos also I said we have to practice so many problems and then we will get algebraic manipulation. So for now I will tell what to do. Limit n tends to infinity, 3. Let me take 5 raised to n common from numerator and 5 raised to n common from denominator. Now when I am snatching 5 raised to n common from this. This is 3. This is 2 raised to n to 2 by 5. So this is 2 by 5. See here, 2 raised to n plus 1, I am writing 2 raised to n plus 1. Let me write here 2 raised to n plus 1 can be written as 2 raised to n dot 2. Is it okay if I write like this? Now here 2 raised to n, that 2 I have kept separate, 2 raised to n is there. I am taking 5 raised to n common, so I am dividing here, multiply and divide. So some students, they don't understand. So if you are not understanding, you multiply this, you will get the same term only. This term I am writing it here, nothing else. Next 4, next here 4 I am keeping as it is. 5 raised to n I have dragged out, so I am left with 1, 5. Next in the denominator also I have taken 5 raised to n common. Here I am left with 2 by 5 raised to n plus 7 and 5 raised to n I already dragged out common. Now if you are not understanding this step, some students they will understand quickly, some students they don't understand this quickly. So if you are not understood, just multiply this, open this bracket, again you will get back to same expression only. So this expression and this expression, they both are equivalents. The reason why I am doing like this, now see here 5 raised to n gets cancelled, limit n tends to infinity, 2 by 5 power n. So let me evaluate, no need to write once again. So what is the meaning of limit n tends to infinity? Means n, now I will go for direct substitution, 3 into 2, 6, whatever it is, 2 by 5. So what you are doing, 2 by 5 power 2 by 5 power infinity means what? 2 by 5. You are multiplying many times. When you are multiplying many times, 2 by 5 means less than 1 it is. 2 by 5 is 0.4, 20 by 50, 2 by 5. I think it is 0.4, 2 by 5, 2 by 5. If we don't know, we have to go for this 0.05, 0.4. If I multiply 0.4, so on, if I am multiplying it many times, I will get one small number. Since I am multiplying infinite times, that will tend to 0. Since I am multiplying small number multiplied by small number multiplied by small number, it will become small, and finally it will tend to 0 as this tends to infinity. So what happens? This term tends to 0. First term becomes 0, minus 4 into 5, this is into, don't think it as dot. So 4 5s are 20 divided by 7. 2 by 5 power n is, this is 0 plus 7 is equal to minus 20 by 7. Is there any option with minus 20 by 7? A is the answer. Moving on to next question. Next, see here, limit n tends to infinity, n sin 2 pi by 3n cos 2 pi by 3n is equal to. So for this limit n tends to infinity, here sign is there. The moment sign comes in our story, what should come to our mind? Limit x tends to 0, sin x by x is 1. This is synopsis point. Whatever I am writing using green marker, that will be synopsis point. So limit x tends to 0, sin x by x is equal to 1. Now you try to relate that synopsis with this question. This becomes limit n tends to infinity. So this is not at all 0. So what I'll write? Limit 1 by n tends to 0. Once again, when n is tending to 0, n is tending to infinity, implies, what does this implies? 1 by n will tend to 0. So limit 1 by n tends to 0, here something in terms of n sin 2 pi by 3n, okay, all that is fine. Let me write n as it is and let it be sin 2 pi by 3n, Now whenever sign comes, I said this should come to our mind. Sign of some angle is there, in denominator some angle is there. So that angle we will launch here. Same thing, whatever we are launching in denominator, I will write in numerator also. So 2 pi by 3. So it's balanced only. If we cancel also, we'll get same thing. Next, cos 2 pi by 3. It is there in the question. So I am writing same thing, cos 2 pi by 3. Now, You see here, limit 1 by n tends to 0. Okay, some angle is there, some angle is there. Same angle we have to write, so I am multiplying this and this. Now if I observe sine 2 pi by 3n, sine 2 pi by 3n, this part if I observe, this we can relate it with this, some angle tending to 0, sine of some angle divided by angle. So this becomes 1. Now what is left? N, limit 1 by n tending to 0. Here what is left? N, 1 n, 2 pi by 3n, 2 pi by 3n is left, cos of 2 pi by 3, cos of 2 pi by 3n. N is missing, n is missing. Now n and n I will cancel, 2 pi by 3. 2 pi by 3 is constant, so I will pick and place it out of limit. Limit 1 by n tends to 0, cos of 2 pi by 3n. 2 pi by 3n. Limit 1 by n is tending to 0. Limit 1 by n is. And 1 by n here, if you observe, 1 by n is here. So cos of 2 pi by 3 as it is, cos of 2 pi by 3n. In place of 1 by n, well, this becomes cos 0. This becomes 0. 1 by n is 0. So cos 0 is 1. Cos 2 pi by 3 is the answer. New option with 2 pi by 3. A is the answer. Moving on to next question. Limit extends to a. As I said, first approach is always direct substitution. Go for direct substitution. If direct substitution does not work, then think of other methods. So limit extends to a. Let me keep a plus 2a. See here, wherever this minus root of 3a by 3a plus a minus 2 root a. After substitution, next. Now if you observe here, this is root of 3a minus root of 3a by 2 4a minus 2 root a. This becomes 0 by 0. Whenever 0 by 0, go for LH. What LH says? Differentiate numerator, differentiate denominator. Now if I differentiate numerator, see, let me write limit extends to a as it is. Root, for root 1 by 2 root of a plus 2x. See here, I have differentiated root x. Now inside root a plus 2x, so I have to differentiate this 2. I am going to add this 2. I hope everyone is aware of differentiation of root x formula. D by dx of root x is 1 by 2 root x. So same thing I have written. Next minus root 3. Root function means 1 by 2 root of 3. Inside that root x, and d by dx of this is 3. D by dx of 3x is 3. Next, moving on to this root function. Again root function 1 by 2 root 3a plus x. So minus 2 root x differentiation 1 by 2 root x. 1 by 2 root x. So 2 and 2 if I cancel, here I am left with 1. And then if I go for substitution, this gets simplified to 1 by root of 3a minus 3 by 2 root 3a by 1 by 2 root 3a plus a is 4a minus 1 by root a. Now after differentiating, and now we are left with only simplification. How to do simplification? You should be good in simplification to get good marks in CET. Simplification and all you should be perfect. So till 10th standard generally we study addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So if you have passed 10th standard, you should be knowing all this, LCM, how to take all this. So let me write for denominator, I am taking LCM. No creative step, root of 3a under root only everything comes. Here I am writing 1 2, I am writing 1 2. 2 minus 3 minus 1 divided by 1 by, this is 1 by 4. So if I write this 4, I will remove 4 from here and I will write 2 here. So 1 by 4 root a, 1 by 4 root a. That means I have to write 1 4 here, 1 4 here, 1 by 4 4 root a minus 1 by root a, 1 by root a. So further, no, we should have taken LCM only, sorry, I should not have written like this. The purpose of doing this step is to take LCM. So let me take LCM. If I'm taking LCM, it's 4 root a, it's 4 root a, and then in the numerator we are left with 1 minus 4 is negative 3, negative 3, 4 root a, negative 3, negative becomes positive 4 root a by okay. So let me erase some things here. If you want to make a note of this, you make a note of this. I am erasing this. So this I will write 4 root a by 4. I am taking this to numerator, 4 root a by 3, and this 2 of root 3a as it is. Now if I observe here in the numerator 2 will be left, and 3 root 3. Is there any option with 2 by 3 root 3? 2 by 3 root 3. Yes, D is the answer. Moving on to next question. F of x is equal to, they have given one function, then f dash of pi by 4. Easy question, just differentiation is there. So for this differentiation you can take u, v, whatever you want to. There are various methods of solving. So just one normal method which I want to follow is, let me take f of x is equal to this. So f of x is equal to sine square x, I am keeping as it is, sine square x divided by 1 plus cot x. See here cot x is there, for that I will write cos x by sin x. For that I am writing cos x by sin x, plus cos square x as it is by 1 plus sin x by cos x, So now I'll take LCM and I will transpose it to numerator. We are left with sine cube x. See here I am not showing arrows, but you take LCM here we are left with sin x. I am transposing, or else one more step if you want. Some student they don't get the things quickly. So what I'll do, I'll write sine square x divided by sin x plus cos x. Here divided by sin x is there, by sin x. I am taking LCM in denominator, nothing else, no creative step. Cos square x, cos x plus sin x divided by cos x. So for this, if I transpose this to here, this becomes sine cube x divided by sin x plus cos x, plus cos square x divided by cos cube. Again same, I am transposing this here we are left with cos x plus sin x. Next, so these are the things that we are left with. Next, for further simplification, let me take LCM. LCM is sin x plus cos x. LCM is sin x plus cos x. Sin cube x, in the numerator we are left with sin cube x plus cos cube x. So this we have to simplify, and this x function only. Still the function story is like this. If you want to make a note of this, you make a note of the screenshot, whatever you want to do, because I am going to erase this, some things I am removing so that I can get space to write. So let me erase this. Sin cube x plus cos cube x. So this was our f of x. Next, one synopsis point I will tell, a cube plus b cube is equal to a plus b minus ab. In our lower classes, generally 7th standard, 8th standard, 6th standard, all this they will tell a cube plus b cube is equal to a plus b. The reason why I am telling this is, now that will be helpful. So you take this as synopsis. This point you take is this as synopsis. Let me move to this. Sin cube plus, so for that I am writing as a cube plus b cube, sin cube plus, I will write this as sin x plus cos x, and then sin x plus cos x minus sin x cos x divided by sin x plus cos x. So a cube plus b cube, I am using that formula and I have written like this. Sin x plus sin x will get cancelled, or you will get 1. So Now this is our f of x. F dash of x, differentiate with respect to x on both sides. So what will get? Sorry dear. This is a cube plus b cube. One thing I missed. A square plus b square minus ab. It should be like this. So eraser square x plus cos square x. So this function becomes, sorry, by mistake I wrote like that. Don't think that I have not passed 7th standard 8-7. I have passed. That's why I'm here. So 1 minus sin x cos x. F of x is this. Next, f dash of x. F dash of x is, let me place 2 here and 2 here. So this is 1 differentiation is 0, minus 1 by 2. See here, this minus 1 by 2 I am keeping. This is sin 2x. Try to understand this. 2 sin x cos x is sin 2x. Again, if you want to take this as a synopsis, you take this as synopsis. Sin 2x minus 1 by 2. Sin 2x becomes cos sin cos 2. Cos 2. F dash of x. So we reached here. This 2 we cancel. F dash of x, in place of x, if I write pi by 4, it should be okay. It should be okay. Negative cos 2 pi by 4. So 2 pi by 2 cos pi by 2 is what? Cos pi by 2 is 0. Cos pi by 2 is 0. So 0. Any answer 0? C is the answer. Moving on to next question. Limit x tends to 0. X 2x minus x by. As I said, first step is go for substitution. If I am substituting 0, this is 0 minus 0 by 1 minus cos 0, which is equal to 0 by 1 minus 1, which is equal to 0 by 0. Whenever it is 0 by 0, we have to use LH rule. LH rule. Whenever it is 0 by 0, we have to use LH rule. So for LH rule, what we have to do? Limit x tends to 0. As it is, I am keeping limit x tends to 0. Here it is u, v, two functions are there. So let me write the synopsis for that. d by dx of u v is u dash v plus v dash u. Now in this question, this is synopsis. In this question, x is x. So for that, let me write u dash is 1 2 raised to x. See here, first term here is x, or else you write this as u, you write this as v. U dash d by dx of x is 1. Next term as it is, plus v dash. So v dash is 2 raised to x log 2. Is it okay? So tell me, if you need more clear explanation for this, you put in comments, so that in my next videos I will write everything clearly. See here, the reason why I am writing like this is it will take a lot of space, so that's why. If you are not understood, it's absolutely fine, you comment down, so that in the next video I'll now minus x differentiation, if I write, that will be minus 1 divided by denominator differentiation of constant is differentiation of, let me write that point also in differentiation of constant is 0. So this you should be knowing. And differentiation of cos x, d by dx of cos x is negative sin x. All these are synopsis point, you should be knowing all this. Next, moving on to differentiation of 1, as I said, 0 minus minus cos differentiation is negative sin x, I kept it as it is. Next, limit x tends to 0, so if I substitute 0 here, this will become plus 0. If I substitute 1, one small thing is missing here, x also we have to write now, because I have differentiated the second term, that I have to keep. It happens. Next, limit x tends to 0. Now if you go for substitution, this becomes again 0 by 0. Try to substitute 1 0. This is not like this. this is x. So this becomes, if you simplify this, 0, 1 plus 0 minus 1 by, this is 0. So sin 0 is 0, everyone is aware of that. 2 raised to x. Now for 2 raised to x, now I can go for LH rule. So 2 raised to x log 2. Next, what about this? 2 raised to x log 2, so it is constant. 2 raised to x log 2. One more log 2 is there, x plus. Now 2 raised to x log 2 I am keeping as it is. 2 raised to x log 2. I have differentiated x divided by. If I differentiate sign, this becomes cos x. 2 raised to x log 2 square. Now if I go for substitution of 0, here log 2 plus log 0, this becomes 0. Here log 2 by 1. So 2 log 2. 2 log 2 is the answer. Next, moving on to next question. Next question, they have given one function f of x is equal to sine of something something something. Then f dash of x is here, and then f dash of x is. So what they are asking? They are asking to find f dash of x is what? See here, function they have given, then f dash of x is here. Here pi square and minus pi square are GIF, not greater than its value. So greatest integer function, everyone is aware. I will assume like this. So if you are not aware, in first PUC relations and functions chapter is there in NCERT book. So you refer that book. Generally greatest integer function will study in first year only. So just go through this. If you haven't understood, anyways, you will give me some comment. I will help you. Next. So f dash of x they have asked. Let me write that function here. F of x, same function only I am copying, is equal to sine. Now one thing you should note here, pi square. What is pi square? 3.14 square. How much is 3.14? It is the 9 point something. Whatever that something is there, we are not interested. So I will write 9.19. I am not sure of this. See here, we are not interested in decimal part also. So I will not calculate also. Why should I waste time? 9 point something is there. In that something I am not interested. 9 point, anyways GIF is there. So 9, this becomes 9x. See here, this part has been written like this. Everyone should be comfortable with this. Next, moving on to plus, let me write plus negative pi square. So negative pi square means it is negative 9.9 cos of negative 9.19. Now if you are giving negative as 9.1, this becomes negative 10. So here when you are giving 9.196 to GIF function, 9.19 or something, you will get GIF. GIF is this. But if you are giving minus 9.196, think carefully about this. If you are not understood, you just pass some comment. I will explain you very well there. Minus 10x. So this is f of x. Till now, just I have done. Now I will go for f dash of x. To find f dash of x, I have to write this as sine will become cos, differentiation of sine is cos 9x, and again I have to differentiate this also, 9 minus cos of minus theta is same as cos of plus theta. So that's why I am writing like this, but some student will get confused, so I will not write in this step only. One synopsis point I want to give you here, cos of minus x is same as cos x. Cos of negative, this you take it as synopsis point, it is there in trigonometry. Try to recall. So what happens here? Here what happens? Cos of, so this becomes cos of negative 10x is, this is same as cos of 10x. Now if you differentiate cos, you are going to get negative cos negative sine 10x dot 10. So cos differentiation is negative sine 10x, and this 10 I am writing it as it is, cos negative sine 10. So any option is there like this, 9 cos 9x minus 10 sine 10x. C is the answer. Moving on to next question. Limit extends to 0. So as I said, here we are able to observe that there are so many problems based on LH rule also. We'll try whether this can be solved using LH rule. First method is obviously direct substitution. Go for direct substitution. You try placing 0 here. This becomes log 1 by 3 0 minus 1. Log 1 is 0 by 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 by 0. This is in the form of 0 by 0. Whenever it is 0 by 0, you have to use LH rule. LH rule. You have to use LH rule. So what is LH rule? Differentiate. Limit x tends to 0. Let me keep as it is, log of 1 plus x. Some synopsis point I want to give here at this point. d by dx of log x is 1 by x. d by dx of log x is 1 by x. d by dx of a raised to x is a raised to x log a. These are some synopsis points. d by dx of log x is 1 by x. a raised to x is a raised to x log a. Now further, if I observe this, d by dx of log 1 by, next, what about denominator? 3 raised to x. For that I will write 3 raised to x log 3 minus 1. For minus 1, differentiation of constant is 0, so I am not writing. Now I will place 0 here. So 1 by 1, 3 raised to 0 log 3. This is like this. So if I am writing this, this becomes log 3. 1 by log 3, sorry, not. This becomes 1 by log 3. So if I am writing log to the base e, so log of e to the base 3, using properties of logarithm, I am writing this. What is the property of logarithm? Try to remember logarithm. Log of m to the base n. 1 by log m to the base n can be written as log n to the base m. This is property of logarithm. Property of logarithm. So be aware of this property of log. So that is the story. Log e to the base 3. Which is the answer? Log e to the base 3. C is the answer. Moving on to next question. If y is equal to 1 plus x square, some function they have given, then dy by dx at x equal to. So what are they asking here? dy by dx. They are asking to find dy by dx at x equal to, sorry, not question mark, at x equal to, they're asking to find dy by dx at x equal to 1. One function they have given. So let me write that function. Y is equal to, let me multiply this, 1 plus x square, 1 plus x square, x plus this and this, I am plus x cube. Let me close this bracket, 1 plus x. Now further, once again, y is equal to, this you multiply this, 1 plus x4 plus, in the same way you multiply this, x square plus x4 plus x plus x5, x plus x5 plus x cube plus x7. Only multiplication I am doing. This last term also I have multiplied. So everyone might be aware on how to multiply, because in lower classes they might have already taught you. So this is the story. So just I will add 1 plus x4 2x4 plus x square, let me keep x square as it is, plus x plus x5 plus x3 plus x7. This should be x6, multiplication error, calculation error, x4, x6. Now this is the function. If I want to differentiate, I will go for y dash. Y dash is 4x cube plus 2x plus 1 plus 5 x4 plus 3 x square plus 7 x6 plus 6 x5. This is the story. Using the formula of which formula I used in synopsis, I am writing d by dx of x raised to n x raised to n minus 1. D by dx of x raised to n is n x raised to n minus 1. So that formula I have applied. So try to apply this formula and you get this result. Y dash at x equal to 1 is 4 plus 2 plus 1 plus 5 plus 3 plus 7 plus 6. Basically it is summation of first 7 terms. So 7 8 by 2, sum of first n terms. For that also I will give one formula. Sum of first n terms is n plus 1 by 2. This is the formula to find sum of first n natural numbers, n not terms, n natural numbers. 7 I think answer should be 28. You multiply that and you will get 28. Moving on to next question. If the function f of x satisfies limit x tends to 1. Now they have given one function. They are asking to find the value of this limit x tends to 1 f of x. How to find this? Let me copy and paste that here. Limit x tends to 1 f of x minus 2 by x square minus 1 is equal to pi. I have just copied and pasted. Now try to recall algebra of limits. What algebra of limits says? This limit is applicable to numerator, this limit is applicable to denominator. Try to recall algebra of limits. Algebra of limits. What is that algebra of limits? Limit x tends to a f of x by g of x is equal to limit x tends to a f of x by limit x tends to a g of x. Limit x tends to a g of x. Algebra of limits is this. So if you know that, you try to use it here. Now I will use that you should be knowing because it has been taught in your first PU itself. Limit x tends to 1 f of x minus 2, and in the denominator limit x tends to 1 x square minus 1 is equal to pi. Next, in the numerator let me keep as it is. Limit x tends to 1 f of x minus 2 is equal to pi. This entire term I will shift it here, I will transpose it to other side. So limit x tends to 1 x square minus 1. So if I place 1 here, 1 minus 1, so this is 0. Limit x tends to 1 f of x minus 2. So limit x tends to 1 f of x minus 2 is 0. So limit x tends to 1 f of x is equal to, transpose this 2 to other side, you will get 2. So limit x tends to 1 f of x is 2. The limit x tends to 1 f of x is 2. So 2 is the answer. I hope this is clear. Easy question, you can save time. In exam, don't write that synopsis part. Just you use this. In 1 minute we can solve. So that's what I want to say. Moving on to next question. If the function f of x defined by f of x is this, then f dash of 0 is. If the function f of x, they have given one function, they have given some function, then easy question only. They are asking to find f dash of 0. Very easy question. F they have given f dash of x. So f of x is here. Let me write f dash, means this I am differentiating it on both sides. So we'll get 100 x 99 by 100 for this differentiation. Again that same formula which I have used in one of my previous questions, d by dx of x raised to n, x raised to n minus 1. I am not writing synopsis once again because just now we discussed that. So if you want, you move to previous, in video you move to previous, you will get that formula. Same formula here I am writing. Next we have to differentiate this. We came here 99 x 98 divided by 99 plus so on, plus here if you observe at last you will get 1. Differentiation of x is 1 and then 1 differentiation is 0. So just place 0 here, f dash of 0. This is 0 plus so on plus 1. So answer is C. 1 is the answer. So this is all is the story. Suppose if I am one student and if I am going to exam, then what I will do, see, we'll see how much time it will take. If the function f of x is defined by this, then f dash means generally what we'll do, if the function f of x is this, they have given all that 100 x 99 by 100 plus 99 x 98 by 99 so on, blah 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 blah, plus at last will come 1. All these terms x will be there, so f dash we have written 100 gets cancels, in place of this 0 0 0 0 1. So how much time it took? It took hardly 30 seconds. Hardly 30 seconds to solve. Remaining 30 seconds you can use for some lengthy problems. Moving on to next question. Now, as I said, limit extends to 0. First, whenever evaluation of limits, first is you go for direct substitution. So place this 0 here. 1 minus cos 0 divided by 0. So 1 minus 1 by 0. That means use LH rule. This is the, now if you are differentiating numerator, 0 minus cos differentiation is negative sin x. I think everybody knows this, 2x. So this is sin x by 2x. Now so negative sin x by 2x. Now again go for placing 0. Sin 0 0 by 0. You got 0 by 0. Again use LH. Use LH. For second time, sin differentiation is cos x. 2x differentiation is 2. So you place cos 0 by 2 is equal to 1 by 2. By 2. Where is 1 by 2? D is the answer. Moving on to next question. If y is equal to, they have given some function f dash of 3 some value, they have given dy by dx. So what they are asking, dy by dx at x equal to 1. This is the question. Some function they have given. So we have to apply differentiation on both sides to this. F dash is equal to f dash of x square plus 2. And then x square plus 2, I am writing this as 2x. Is it okay? First I have differentiated this and then this. Now, see here they are saying something, x equal to 1 they want, at x equal to 1. So y dash at x equal to 1 is f dash of 1 plus 2 into 2 into 1. So this is f dash of 3 into 2. F dash of 3 is 5 into 2. Is there any option with 10? 10 is the answer. Very easy. So this will also take 30 seconds only. Nothing, by seeing this we will differentiate fatafat. Within seconds we will differentiate this and then we will place x. Only multiplication, that's it, nothing else. If the function g of x, see here one question just now we solved of this type, same pattern problem they are asking, one more problem. G of x they have given and g dash of 0 they are asking. Just now we did same problem. So apply differentiation, g dash of x is 200x 199. 200x 199 by 200 plus so on. Now just now we saw, again same drama we will not repeat, whatever is there till here same drama. 2x, not 2x, at last we got 1 plus 1, here we got, and then this is 0 plus 0. So I am not writing also all these terms. G dash of 0, just replace 0. So if I am replacing 0, all this will become 0. 1. Is there any option 1? C is the answer. Moving on to next question. So as I was talking about limit extends to 0, first step is whenever we see question, first to start we have to go for direct substitution. Every question, whichever question is, if we are getting indeterminate, as per the indeterminate we have to opt for method. If you are unable to opt method, which method to use in first attempt, then we have to go for trial and error method. If you practice more and more practice, then automatically things will come to your mind. Now we'll see this question. Place 0 here, 0 minus sine 0 by 0. 0 minus 0 is 0 by 0. So use LH rule. What is LH rule? LH rule, let me write once here LH rule, because what is LH rule? We have been discussing so many. LH rule, differentiate numerator, differentiate denominator, differentiate numerator, differentiate denominator. If 0 by 0, infinity by infinity, we have to use only in two cases, 0 by 0, infinity by infinity. What we have to do? We have to differentiate numerator, differentiate denominator until we get some finite value, until finite value. This is the algorithm of LH rule. So whenever if we are getting 0, differentiate until we get finite value. So I have solved multiple questions, but I thought you might be aware. If you are aware, it is a good thing. If you are not aware, you be aware of this, that we'll do this. Now I was talking about this. So limit x tends to 0, limit x tends to 0. Again d by dx of uv. D by dx of uv, what is that? In my one of previous questions we saw, so that you should be aware. So first function as it is, differentiation of next function, differentiation, first function as it is. So first function as it is, differentiation of next e raised to x, differentiation of x this time. Minus sin x, differentiation is cos x divided by 1. Let me place 0 here. We'll get 0 plus e raised to 0 minus cos 0 by 1. So what is this? 1 minus 1 by 1, 0. So 0 is the answer. Time saving question, hardly it will take 30 seconds, I will assure you. See here, if I am one student and if I am going to write the exam, first I will do 0, I will place it here, 0 minus 0, 0 by 0. So LH rule, differentiate this x e raised to x plus e raised to x minus sign becomes cos x by 1. So I will place 0 here, this becomes 0, this what is this? 1 minus 1, 1 minus 0. So answer is 0. Simple. Moving on to next question. Don't write this in exam. You do like this. You be an expert. In previous slide that you read, this you don't write for now. Next. Moving on to next question. Value of limit theta tends to 0. So theta 0 you place here. After placing 0, 1 minus 1 minus 1 by 1 minus 1, that is 0 by 0. So whenever 0 by 0, just now we solved one problem on LH rule. This is also LH rule only. Now we have to differentiate denominator, negative. Cos differentiation is negative sine 4 theta, negative sine 4 theta. Differentiation of cos is negative. Already I have written 4 theta also. If I differentiate this, negative cos, differentiation of 1 is constant, so I am not writing. Differentiation of constant is 0, so I am not writing. Minus cos differentiation is negative sine 6 theta. Synopsis for this, if anybody wants synopsis, d by dx of cos ax is a negative a sine ax. See here, whenever here there are two functions, one is cos function, one is ax function. So differentiation of cos is negative sign, that is okay. One function we have differentiated, we have to differentiate ax function also, no? So after differentiating ax we will get negative a. So that is the synopsis to solve this problem. Now we will come to this. 4 by 6 we got, minus plus 4 by 6 we reached na. Now again you go for placing of 0 by 0. What you are going to get if I place 0 here na. If I place, what I will place 0. So if I am let me write this once again, sine 4 theta by sine 6 theta. This 4 by 6 I will drag and I will write 2 by 3. It's okay na. 4 can be written. Next, sine 4 theta by sine 6 theta. What happens for sine 4 theta? If I place 0, this becomes 0 by 0. Again I have to go for LH. 2 by 3 as it is. Sine becomes cos 4 theta dot 4. This again cos of 6 theta dot 6. Now try to recall one synopsis point. d by dx of cos, not d by dx, cos I have already written na. Sin, d by dx of sin ax, d by dx of sin ax. See here there are two functions, first is sin and then cos. So sin function I have differentiated, now I will differentiate this also. So a cos ax. Now you substitute 0, so this becomes 0. If you substitute 0 here, cos 1 2 by 3, and this is also 1 into 1 by 1 into 2 by 3, 4 by 6 I am writing this is. So this becomes 4, 3 3 is 9, 4 by 9. B is the answer. Moving on to next question. The value of limit extends to 0 modulus of x by x. So before solving this problem, just some synopsis you try to recall to solve this problem. Synopsis to solve this problem. Try to recall. Whole explanation I cannot give in this video. So the value of limit, whenever we want to evaluate limits, generally we go for evaluating left hand limit and then right hand limit. Left hand limit and right hand limit we will find, and if that value is equal, then we say, if left hand limit is equal to right hand limit, then we say limit exists. Limit exists. Now same we'll do here also to solve this problem. Value of this. So for left hand limit, right hand limit. What is left hand limit? What is right hand limit? Limit x tends to 0 minus. See here 0 is there, minus. Left hand, it is approaching 0 from left. So let me place this mod x and let me write this x. What about right hand limit? Limit x tends to 0 plus, means x is approaching to 0 from right side, so it is plus. What about that mod x divided by x? That is right hand limit. Now try to recall this also, modulus function. F of x is equal to, synopsis point, f of x is equal to mod x. How this mod function behaves? It will behave as x if x is greater than or equal to 0, negative x if x is less than 0, negative x if x is less. First PUC, you recall this modulus function definition, if you are able to recall. Now that synopsis will use here, limit x tends to 0 minus modulus of x. See here modulus of x, if x is less than 0, so this thing modulus behaves as negative x by x. What about this limit x tends to 0? X tends to 0, x divided by x. If you observe, when 0 plus means more than 0 means only x, so only x. So negative x by x is negative 1, this is positive 1. Where is negative 1 and now one more thing, left hand limit is negative 1, right hand limit is positive 1. What is the synopsis? Left hand limit is equal to right hand limit, limit exists, but here minus 1 plus 1, they both are not equal, so answer is does not exist. Moving on to next question. If one function, this is GIF function, you should be aware from first PU synopsis, represent greatest, even they have given f of x, one function they have given, f of x is this. They have given one function and they are asking to find this dash at some value they have given. Now function, so differentiate with respect to x on both sides. I am not writing here, but I am saying differentiate with respect to x, that we are performing the top. F became f dash. Next is equal to differentiation of x is 1 minus differentiation of GIF. What is this greatest integer function? So output will always be integer for GIF. You take this as output will always be integer. So differentiation of integer is 0. You take this as synopsis point if you are not aware of this. D by dx of GIF of x is 0. this is same thing as d by dx of integer. What is integer? Integer is a constant, so d by dx of integer is 0. This you take this as 0. So 0 I am not writing. Next, moving on to this minus, I am placing it here. Differentiation of cos is negative sin x. Cos negative sin x. If you want, I will write d by dx of cos is negative sin x. Negative sin x. So that much of part I have done. Next, so here we are left with 1 plus sin x. F dash of x is this, f dash of pi by 2. In place of x we have to place pi by 2. So 1 plus sin pi by 2. Sin pi by 2 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So any option 2, D is the answer. Moving on to next question. To solve this question, some synopsis, means 8, 9, 10th, if all concepts are clear, it is good. If it is not clear, I will explain it and then I will solve this problem. So we'll understand the problem, what they have given, what they are trying to ask. R is equal to 1 to n summation. That means I have to place R here. This becomes 2 minus 1. Summation means what? Plus summation. That is the meaning of. Next time I will place 2 here. So 2 2s are minus 1. So on. This continues. This story continues. Till which point of time this story continues? This story continues to n also. At last we'll get 2n minus 1. Now see here. 2 minus 1 is 1. 2 to the 4 minus 1 plus so on to n minus 1. So at last it is like this. Now if you are really good in sequence and series chapter, you observe this, or else normally also you can observe 1 3 something means if you observe this is odd number series. 1 3 2n minus 1, this will also be, in fact it is a general term for odd number, general term is 2n minus 1. So that's why I said if you are good in basics, it will be very easy question. If you're not also, you observe this. This is odd term series. This they have given, and they are saying this is equal to x. This summation is equal to x. Then limit of this. Okay, we'll come to that. But what about this 1 plus 3 plus summation of odd terms? Now try to recall in your 8th standard, there is one formula. Sum of, let me write this as synopsis point. You take this as, if you already know, it is a good thing. If you don't know, you take this point as synopsis point. What is that? Sum of first n odd natural numbers is, sum of first n odd natural number is, nat means natural number, is equal to n square. If you know this, it is a good thing, or else you can use Sn formula also. But CET means all these things you should know. Sn we can do so many things, but all that, this is the main point for CET. So n square, that is one thing. So I'll come back to the question. If I come back to the question, this is n square is equal to x. X is equal to n square. Now, so this given information only, we understood x is equal to n square. Rather than giving this, they gave it like this. Now they are asking to find limit n tends to infinity, all this. So what is all this? Now let me write that question, limit n tends to infinity. Same question only I am writing, but here LCM is x square, so let me write x square, and then in the numerator if you observe, you are having 1 cube, 2 cube, 3 cube, blah 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 up to n cube. One more formula you have to recall, that I am giving it as summation of n cube is equal to n plus 1 by 2 square. It is there in your lower classes, it is there in your first PU. So this summation n cube is equal to n plus 1 by 2 square. This This is one synopsis point. This is second synopsis point. So all these synopsis you should be knowing, then it will be easier for you. Also, let me come back to this question. Limit n tends to infinity, limit n tends to x square. X is n square. So x square is, in place of x, let me write n square, this square. 1 cube, 2 cube, n cube, that formula I am copying and pasting here. So what is that? N plus 1 by 2. So let me write it here like this. So I hope you are students of maths. So whatever I am doing, you might be understanding. N plus 1 by 2 square. Now I will simplify. Nothing, just it was not looking good. So 1 by n square, all this simplification. How you do simplification? So shall I remove this so that I can continue the simplification here? So if you want to make a note of this, you make a note of this. I will screenshot, whatever it is, up to you. So we'll continue from here. Limit n tends to infinity. Let me write the same thing here. Limit n tends to infinity, limit n tends to infinity, limit n tends to 1 by n4, 1 by n4, n power 4. This n square, in fact this square will be applicable to this also, this square. So n square, from this bracket I am taking n, and square is there, so I am taking n square. 1 plus 1 by n square. I hope you might have understood what I have done. I am dragging out n common from this bracket, so this becomes n square. All this. Next, divided by 2 square. So let me write 2 square. This 2 square function is applicable to this also. So I am writing like this. All this. n4 cancelled. Limit n tends to infinity, limit n tends to infinity. 1 by 4. See here, if you observe 1 by 4, I will place it outside. 1 by 4, I will place it outside. Limit n tends to infinity. 1 plus 1 by n whole square. So now if I substitute infinity here, this becomes 1. 1 is already here, plus 0. So 1 by 4. Is there any option with 1 by 4? C is the answer. Moving on to next question. As for all this, we are doing direct substitution. For this also go for direct substitution. So this becomes tan of 0, 0 by 2 minus 2. 0 by 0. That means go for LH. So the question says go for LH. LH is differentiate numerator, differentiate denominator. So d by dx of tan x is secant square x. I think in previous question I have written synopsis. So once again I will not write. D by dx of tan x is secant square x. So let me write limit x tends to 0. I am keeping as it is, d by dx of secant square x divided by root of this is 1 by 2 root 2x plus 4. D by dx of 2x plus 4 is 2 minus 0. Arre, ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ರೂಟ್ ಆಫ್ 2x plus 4 ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ರೂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಮ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂದರೆ 1 by 2 root, and then differentiation of inside function 2x plus 4 differentiation ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅದು 2 ಇದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ x tends to 0, 2 and 2, let me cancel. Limit x tends to 0, secant square. If I am writing, let me evaluate in this step only. Again, why to write limit? So if I evaluate in this step, secant square 0 by 1 by 4. Secant square 0 is 1 by 1 by. Any option with 2? D is the answer. Moving on to next question. The right hand and left hand limit of the function f of x is equal to 1 by x minus. If x is not equal to 0, x is equal to 0 are respectively. So the question, what is the question? If you go through the right hand and left hand limit, so RHL, LHL, they are asking RHL, they are asking to evaluate RHL and LHL. This we are supposed to find. left hand limit and right hand limit. E raised to 1 by x minus 1 by e raised to. Now how the story starts, the right hand limit and left hand limit the function respectively. So let me write LHL here, let me write RHL. So for LHL generally we go at limit x tends to, see here 0 it is 0, so limit LHL means the function, this x is approaching 0 from left side, 0 minus I have written. Function I have to write e raised to 1 by x minus 1 by e raised to 1 by x plus 1. Next, what about RHL? Same story, 0 plus e raised to, now try to recall one substitution we do. Substitute x is equal to 0 plus h. This substitution you have to do, sorry, 0 minus h. Substitute x is equal to 0 minus h, and here substitute x is equal to 0 plus h. So this becomes limit. Now if you observe x is tending to 0, then h is tending to, when x is tending to 0, h is tending to 0. Once again I will repeat, x is tending to 0, h will tend to 0. So limit h tends to 0, e raised to 1 by x minus 1 by h minus 1 e raised to 1 by h minus plus 1. So now you will say, sir, you are not writing clearly. Sir, improve your handwriting, like that, suggestions like that, comments, you will pass, I know. So I will try to improve my handwriting. Handwriting is not important in CET. Time saving is important. Speed and accuracy is important in CET. Like that I used to say when I was a student. Anyways, e raised to minus 1 by h minus 1 by e raised to minus 1 by h plus 1. So now if I place 0 here, this becomes e raised to minus infinity minus 1 by e raised to minus infinity plus 1. So answer is minus 1. E raised to minus infinity is 0. Take as a synopsis point. If you know already, it is very good thing. E raised to minus infinity is 0. Next, moving on to kisko move kare re. Next, x is equal to 0 plus h. Now you observe here. Now you observe h tends to 0 as x tends to 0. This is tending to 0, that will also tend to 0. Limit h tends to 0, e raised to 1 by x is 1 by h minus 1 by e raised to 1 by h plus 1. So LHL we got minus 1. Any option is there here? This option is there. So LHL is minus 1. Let me write it very clearly. Some students, they will get annoyed. They will say, sir, handwriting very bad, sir. Minus 1. So for a moment, let me remove all this story. LHL मिला है ना, तो क्या करना है? Next. So let me erase this. Let me erase this. Now still we have to evaluate that. Limit h tends to 0, e raised to 1 by h minus 1 by e raised to 1 by h. I am dividing numerator and denominator with by h plus 1 by e raised to 1 by h. So limit h tends to 0, 1 minus 1 by e raised to 1 by h by 1 plus 1 by e raised to 1 by h. This is the story. So this is equal to 1 minus e raised to minus 1 by h by 1 plus e raised to 1 by h. Now if I substitute, I will get 1 minus 0 by 1 plus 0, that is equal to 1. Any option? Minus 1 and 1. C is the answer. Moving on to next question. Consider the following statement. Consider the following statement. Limit x tends to 1, ax square plus bx plus c by this is 1. Okay. Statements we have to consider and we have to simplify. Is 1, they have given some value, everything they have done. We just have to substitute this 1 in place of x square. So if I substitute that, a plus b plus c by c plus b plus a. Yes, it is correct. Only statement 1 is true, statement 2 is true. Okay. Statement 1 is correct. Right. Just substitute here a plus b plus c. So very easy, and it will take 5 seconds to substitute. Next also substitution only. Apart from that, what can we do? Next, second one, 1 by minus 2 plus 1 by 2 by x plus 2 minus 2 plus 2 minus 2 plus 2. Okay. How much is this? 0 by 0. So if it is 0 by 0, what we have to do? Limit extends to minus 2. We have to go for is extends to minus 1 by x becomes minus 1 by x square. Differentiate this, and this is 1. So minus 1 by 4, minus 1 by 4. But they are saying 4, 1 by 4. Not possible. Only statement 1 is true. Remaining all false. Moving on to next question. In one of my previous videos, I have already solved this. If you have seen my previous videos, then you can skip 10 second, 20 second, 30 second. You can skip, or if you want to listen, you can listen. It is up to you. If f of x is x square, this function they have defined quadratic equation whose roots are this and this. Generally, we call this as alpha, this as beta. So what is alpha? Alpha. To find alpha, limit x tends to 2 minus f of x is 2 minus means before 2. Before 2, how the function is behaving? Like this: x square minus 1, 2 square minus 1 is 3. So alpha is 3. Next, what about beta? Limit x tends to 2 plus. 2 plus means more than 2. For more than 2, how the function is behaving? 2x plus 3. So 2 plus 3. 2 2s are 4. 4 plus 3, 7. This is equal to beta. Alpha and beta we got. What they are asking? Quadratic equation. Okay. If alpha and beta, let me give you some synopsis point. If you know synopsis point, it is a good thing. If you don't know, you take this as synopsis. If alpha, beta are roots of quadratic equation, then sum is equal to alpha plus beta, product is equal to alpha beta, and then to frame that equation, generally we do like this: x square minus xx plus p is equal to 0. If synopsis point I am writing here, since space is not there, I am writing it. If alpha beta are roots of quadratic equation, then sum product x square minus. If this is the, then we frame like this. Now I will find sum for this. How to find sum of alpha and beta? Sum is alpha plus beta. Alpha 3, beta 7, so 10. Product is alpha beta. Alpha is 3, beta is 7. 7 3s are 21. 7 3s are 21. So x square minus s is 10x. Product is x is equal to 0. Square minus 10x plus 21. C is the answer. C is the answer. X square minus 10x plus 21 the answer. Now it is taking so much of time, but in exam it will not take so much of time. Unwanted things, this is already there in your mind, that generally to here itself we can give 2 square minus 1 3, 2 2 3 7. Very simple. So we can solve it very quickly. Next, moving on to next slide. Next question. Again, go for direct substitution. Direct substitution, if you go root of 3 minus root 3 by 0. So this is 0 by 0. This is 0 by 0. Whenever it is 0 by 0, use LH. 0 by 0, LH. What LH is? Limit y tends to 0. Differentiate numerator. 1 by 2 root y cube plus 3 minus 0 by 3 y square. Further, this also we have to differentiate 3y square. If anybody wants me to explain differentiation also, you put some comments or explain us differentiation also. Like that, if you put comment, I will read the comment and I will explain you. I am assuming that root x differentiation, all this you might be knowing. Now I will remove off this and this. What we are left with? Y tends to 0, 1 by 2 root. No need to write. So what I was talking, ಅರೆ ಇದು ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಲ್ವಾ. ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ y is tending to 0, 1 by 2 root 3. Sorry, should not have used this. 2 root 3. Any option is there? A is the answer. So if you observe here, this here we are left with 1 by 2. If I place 0 here, 2 root 3. 1 by 2 root 3 is the answer. Moving on to next question. Y is equal to, they have given some function, y is equal to this. They are asking dy by dx is, y is equal to 1 plus x square tan inverse x minus x, dy by dx is. Now try to recall, just I am differentiating it on both sides. Here this is u function, this is v function. Just now I have explained you about that. So first one function will keep as it is, we'll differentiate another function, and then we'll keep this as it is, and then we'll differentiate another minus 1. So this becomes 1, 1 and minus 1 cancel, 2 tan in 2x tan inverse x. Any option is there? A is the answer. Moving on to next question. If limit x tends to 0, sin 2x. Direct substitution, till now we have been discussing about direct substitution only. So here we'll get, if I substitute directly, sin of 2 plus 0 is 2 minus sin of 2 by x. In place of x I will write sin 2 minus 2, 0, 0 by 0. So 0 by 0 means use LH. We have to use LH. Next, apart from that, what they are asking, values of a and b. So we'll evaluate this. And then see here, the question is still here. Don't think that. This is the entire question. Entire question is this. Some limit they have given a cos b. The values of a and b are respectively. A and b values they are asking. Just we will evaluate this limit. After that I will give much more clarification. Just go for evaluation of limit. What happens? Limit x tends to 0, sin 2 plus x minus sin 2 minus x. Limit x tends to 0. Differentiation of this. Cos of 2 plus x minus sin becomes cos 2 minus x. Divided by x 1. Next, minus minus, this becomes plus. Let me remove this minus. Cos of minus. Now if I substitute 0, cos of 2 plus cos of minus 2 by 1. I already explained you about this. Cos of minus x is cos x from trigonometry. So cos of 2 minus cos of 2 is, this is cos 2 plus cos 2 by cos 2 by cos 2 by 1 is equal to 2 cos 2 cos 2. 2 cos 2. 2 cos 2. Now if you observe that after evaluating that limit x tends to that expression whatever is that is equal to a cos b, a cos b. But what did we get? 2 cos 2. After evaluating that we got 2. So a is 2, b is 2. Any option? A is 2, b is 2. So a is 2, b is 2 is the answer. B is the answer. These were the some previous year questions. If you were able to solve before I solve, then definitely you are in a very good position. If you were unable to solve, try to improve that and be in a good position. And these type of problems, previous, whichever this, generally direct substitution, L hospital, and related problems, this type of problems you solve and try to solve it multiple times so that you will improve your speed and accuracy, both are needed. Thank you very much for watching these videos. Please like this, subscribe this and share this. Thank you very much.